Hey and hello my scrappy friends, welcome to my YouTube channel today. Thank you so much for joining me. Today's share is for Cut To You and I'm using the Stitched Rose cut file that you can see there. I've cut using it's brown, which was a big surprise to me that I was drawn to it. Pattern paper, but the texture on the paper reminded me of like woolen winter knits. And so that's why I've chosen it, and so do the stitches here. I've got this pattern paper by Vicky Booten, and I'm going to use that as my background, but I just want to fade out some of the colour. I'm just using some white acrylic paint and my brayer here. This way I can apply really thin layers and I can do like them straight after each other without having to wait for drying time or anything like that. And I prefer to work with the acrylic paint than gesso. So you can see I'm just trying to work out just how much paint I need and how I'm going to make it work. But because it is such a thin layer, it does really fade into the background. And you can see that I just end up applying quite a few layers just to get enough of that faded that I wanted. And I do end up just applying the paint directly to my pattern paper, which I think you'll see in a second. I'm not too worried about how much, like how patchy it is, because I know that a lot of this is going to be covered up. Here we go. I'm just going to apply the paint straight to my background here. When I did that first roll, I was a bit like, eek, what have I done? But because I was moving not really quickly, but quickly enough that it just blended in when I rolled over it, which is awesome. You can really see that now, and I'm much happy with how that's looking. I'm just going to add a bit more. Like I said, because it is such a thin layer, it dries super quick, which is awesome. No waiting. And I showed you right at the beginning the two photos that I'm working with. They are photos of my boys from, I think it was last winter. I got them new dressing gowns. One is a huge Minecraft fan, the other is a huge Harry Potter fan, and managed to find Harry Potter and Minecraft dressing gowns. So yes, they were very excited about that. We've got some more of that white acrylic paint here and also some gold acrylic paint. I've just added some water and I'm going to do some splatters. I think to start with I added too much water. Yeah, so I'm just going to add some of that mix to some more paint just so it's a little bit thicker. And add some splatters to the background here. Sorry if you can hear those dogs barking. It is not mine. I do not own a dog. But apparently they're all talking to each other this morning. So yeah, I'm just adding splatters here with this big paintbrush. And then I'm going to do the same with the gold. I was really impressed with how this turned out. This is the Martha Stewart gold acrylic paint. And yeah, just doing the exact same thing. So, this video is going live on a Monday. Happy Monday to you all. How is your day? How is March rolling along for you? My goodness, I can't believe that we're 3 weeks into March already. It's craziness. I hope that you are all staying safe and well wherever you are. I can't remember if I've said in one of my other videos, I'm in WA in Australia. And we are currently experiencing the highest numbers that we ever have done here during this whole pandemic. So it's definitely interesting times. Yeah, so things are different, but they're kind of not. It's kind of weird. I'm sure that a lot of you out there can relate to that, being that you've probably all been through most of this already. Yeah, thankfully we're all, I have to test twice a week for work. I'm testing negative, so that's all good. Both the boys are at two different schools, so I think it's really only a matter of time before they become at least close contacts, though the rules keep changing every 5 minutes, so that's also very interesting. But it's nice to have our border finally reopened. Maybe we'll look at travelling again soon, maybe. But yeah, so things are a bit strange here at the moment, and we're just doing what we can. All right, so back to my layout. You can see here I've got my cut files stuck down, and I've got the position of where my photos and my title are going to go. I have stitched through that cut file with some white thread, and that word cozy, I actually I wrote that, and then I took a photo, scanned it into my computer, did a print and cut on my Cameo. Leave me a comment if you would like to know how to do that. I've probably mentioned this before in my videos. I'm fussy with my spelling. Cozy is spelt with an S here in Australia, so I couldn't bring myself to put a Z on the page. So I just hand drew this word, and I've printed it in a really dark blue, mounted that up on some foam, and that's going to form part of my title. So you can see I'm just bending up the edges of all of those, the cut file there, just for a bit of extra texture and interest. Again, it really makes me think of, warm, fuzzy winter knits. So I thought that extra texture kind of really lent itself to that as well. My whole title is going to read Warm and Cozy. I've got some gold alphas. I think they are from Felicity Jane. And then I've got these denim alphas that you can see I've stuck some foam tape to. And they are Cocoa Vanilla Studio. And again, they've got like that stitching line, which I thought worked in perfectly. The colour works really well, so I'm going to use that to finish off my title. And my T-square ruler, because apparently I need things straight today. I did use the negative space from my cut file to place, like to stick that cut file down. I hope that makes sense. I just laid that over the top of my background paper and then put dabs of glue. So on like the ends, and then where it crossed over, and the furthest points out as well, because I didn't want to get too much glue on it for when I put it through my sewing machine. I decided here I'm going to do some stash busting, so that's why I've gone with the Vicky Bruton pattern paper for my background, and the other bits and pieces that I've picked so far. I've pulled out some Vicky Bruton stickers here, and you can see I've pulled out 2 owls. I was like, owls, nighttime, bedtime, cozy. We've got a Harry Potter fan. Yeah, that works. So that's how I came to that conclusion. Now, I was having some issues with my phone again. It's the memory. I think I keep filling it up without realizing. And I have built these clusters. So that big yellow floral that is up in the top left and top right and bottom left is actually the same floral that I've cut and just placed half on each side. I'm going to add in some florals. I've got this sticker strip. It's got lots of X's and O's because my boys are lucky and they get lots of kisses and cuddles from their mummy. I'm sure they love it. So I'm just going through and sticking everything down. I do leave a little bit of this in for you so you can see what I'm doing. The stuff that is either flat to the page or like in between the layers of the photo just gets a bit of glue, and then the edges I add some foam tape, and that is the Big Mama foam tape by Spiegel Mum Scraps. Add a little bit of glue under this little guy. Worked really well. I was able to cover up some stuff in the photos that I didn't love. There we go. Everything's stuck down. I've got my not my sequins, I've got my journaling just to the right hand side, and I'm just showing you, I've pulled out that Spiegel Mum Scraps sequin mix, blue raspberry bubblegum. Okay, firstly, I love the name. That name is just incredible. I love it. And then I'm just adding in, I think I end up going with 3 sequins in a little group. And I think I end up doing like 5 little groups or something. I can't remember. But I mix up the colours and the sizes. I use some of these gold glitter enamel dots as well. I'm just using my pokey tool to put them in the right place. Just sticking the last of them down here now. I found often that this is the easiest way for me to do it. And put all those away. I can see that there's more to this video, but I can't work out what it is. I did make this one a little while ago. Oh, some more splatters. So this time I'm using Shimmer's Minor 49er. It was just easy for me to access, less messy. So I'm just splattering that over where my clusters are. And over my title. And that is going to call my page done. So this was a super fun one to create. I love that file in the background, and you can see it's really quite big, which was just a fun way of doing something different in the background. Here is the video close-up. Obviously you will see the stills next. I hope you've enjoyed my share today. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them below. As always, thank you so much for choosing to spend your scrappy time with me. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for all of the comments and all of the thumbs up that you leave for me. I really do appreciate it. If you haven't already, please do subscribe. But I will see you again in my next process video. Have a fantastic scrappy day.